Hey everyone, this is Andrew from the Console Gaming Crew, and we couldn't be happier to announce that we are now a part of the Boss Rush Podcast Network and are featured on BossRushGames.com. BossRushGames.com is a great place where you can find up-to-date news articles, blogs, and podcasts about video games. In addition to that, there's a growing collection of podcasts in not just the gaming community, but other communities as well. We are honored to be a part of such a great network of podcasters, so please stop by and give everyone a listen. Thank you so much and enjoy the show.
Yo, crew members, what it be?
Yo! Hi, how are you? It's weird going second.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, you're still going last, technically.
Yeah, oh, hi.
Yeah, so we are doing this episode without Andy. He's not here today. He'll be back at some point. So, until then, we're going to kick it like we do.
So this, Wes and I talked about in length. I'm really excited about this. I know he is too. We're going to be doing a solid H&V today.
Yes.
We're actually going to be doing the Halo trilogy.
So, with the Halo trilogy, all right, so heroes and villains. Everybody knows what it is. Everybody knows what we do on this. Now, hero for this is very simple.
John 117 / Master Chief.
There you go. Now, for the villain, I decided to just take...
Plural.
Yes, villains.
Yeah.
I decided to go ahead and take the entire encompassing, everybody that we go up against. So I am going to do the Covenant. And we're basically breaking the whole thing down for the Covenant just from Halo 1, 2, and 3. I mean, we're not going into 4, ODST, 5, any of that stuff. We're just going to just breaking down just the trilogy.
Yeah, I'm excited.
This is going to be good.
It is going to be good.
Now, you will hear some different names for some of the stuff you guys might normally know, and that is because I did pull these names off of the fandom, and they are the names that are in the Book of the Covenant of these groups. So, just as an example, like I was telling Anthony, like the Grunts are in the Covenant, they are called the Ungoi.
It's dope.
And, you know what I mean? And, I mean, you'll hear more of that later on through this whole podcast.
Yeah, so let's kick her off then, yeah?
Real quick. No.
I got the finger in the air. Fucking guy.
I hate when you guys explain what I do.
No, it's good. People need to know. They can't see what you're doing.
So before we do that, I do want to say that we're going to be dropping a bonus episode midweek this week, and it's going to be the three of us. I mean, we recorded this last week, but it's going to be the three of us talking everything E3, the pre-show, what we want to see from it, and what we're hoping to see. And then
that's the same thing as what we want to see.
I know, I said it twice. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, if you go onto the Boss Rush Network Twitch streams, you will see a recap of everything that happens on those days. And it is from, you're going to have you're going to have Corey, you're going to have LeBron, you're going to have Celeste, you're going to have everybody that's a part of Boss Rush. They're going to be contributing to this whole thing, including us. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be part of one when they drop next week.
Yeah, it's pretty dope, actually.
Yeah, so please, we hope you all check all that stuff out. We hope you check out everybody else that's in Boss Rush. So, let's start the show.
All right. So we're going to be kicking it off with John 117. Slevin. Did you see that movie? Lucky Number Slevin?
I've heard it.
It's actually a movie.
I've heard of it, man.
My slur turned into a movie. Anyway, / Master Chief. Jesus Christ.
Let's go.
So, yeah, John 117. He was born March 7th, 2511.
Good year.
Solid year. Yeah, I mean, fantastic. He is 6'10".
It's a big boy.
He's 7'2" in the armor. Outside weight is 290. Inside armor weight is 995 pounds. He's got...
Wait. That's 700 pounds of armor?
Yeah, dude.
Holy shit.
Yeah, 705 pounds of armor.
My God.
He's got brown hair and blue eyes. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
I never thought about his eye color.
So the thing is, I'll read... So I'm going to talk a little bit biographically about his younger years. Mm-hmm. Because we all know Master Chief throughout the games and stuff like that, and kind of a little bit of his background. You know, they left his, the way he looks, because you don't see him.
Yeah.
Up for imagination. So I'll get into the...
Except for one commercial that I saw to where you see him take his helmet off and he's a cat.
What?
He has a cat head.
Didn't see that.
It's a hilarious commercial, actually.
Jesus Christ.
I think it was for the Super Bowl.
Anyway, for the trilogy, he was voiced by Steve Downs. He's actually a disc jockey out of Chicago.
Look, man. Now since you say that, that voice does sound like a radio voice.
Yeah, so a little bit of his voice acting career. Steve Downes first voiced in 1999 as Gunnar in the game Spartacore, Legacy of the Creator, made by Valkyrie Studios. Although it was a minor role, he was invited to do the voice acting for the trilogy. So he's the main voice actor for Master Chief, which I thought was pretty cool. You do have two other voice actors as well. David Wald, which is Halo Legends, and I'm going to mess this up. Alex Puccinanella.
You probably did better than I would.
Nope, we're just going to leave it. Halo 4 Forward Until Dawn. So that's a little bit of his size and stuff like that. He is a Master Chief Petty Officer in the UNSC Navy. All right. So, Master Chief Petty Officer John 117, more commonly known as Master Chief, is a Spartan 2 commando of the UNSC Navy Special Warfare Command. Oh, that's a mouthful.
That is a lot.
He is a protagonist and the main character in both the Halo trilogy and the Reclaimer saga. Again, we're just doing the Halo trilogy, though.
Yeah.
With 30 years of active duty experience, he has become one of the most decorated war veterans in the UNSC, earning every known medal except for the Prisoner of War Medallion. John was born in 2511 and lived with his mother and his father in Elysium City on a colony world of Arendis 2. Yes.
So just to break down what UNSC stands for, it stands for the United Nations Space Command.
Yeah.
Well, no, you just kept on just running the acronym. I just want to go ahead and just give everybody what it actually stood for.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Because you keep on saying that, and I'm like, it's United something. I'm like, God, even in my head, I'm like, damn it, I know this. What is it? And I just figured I'd look it up.
As a child, John had brown hair, freckles, a small gap between his front teeth, and blue eyes. In a dream during cryosleep aboard the UNSC Pillar of Autumn, John recalled that his mother kind of smelled like soap and that she had large eyes and a straight nose and full lips. So I think that kind of gave you like maybe an idea.
Yeah.
The would-be UNSC Marine Lieutenant Patricia was a childhood friend of John's who John once saved from drowning at Lake Gusev. John thereafter promised to marry and protect her. Just a little bit of his background. So, here you go. Dr. Catherine Hastley identified John as an ideal physical and mental candidate for the 150-strong preliminary pool of the Spartan 2 program. When he was 6, he stood a head taller than the majority of his schoolmates, had greater physical proportions, and possessed greater strength, superior reflexes, and aggressive drive for success.
Damn.
Yeah. It's a crazy, crazy dude.
Yeah, just being just that much bigger than just everybody else that's in your age range.
Mm-hmm.
That's nuts.
When Dr. Hastley and Lieutenant Jacob Keyes visited Arendis 2 in 2517 to study him, they were impressed with his intellect and luck. In the final test of his viability as a candidate, he was asked to determine which side of an old coin. I thought this was really cool when I read this. Determine which side of an old coin would land on. He watched the coin as it flew in the air, caught it before it landed, and correctly stating which side was face up and which side was face down.
Sounds like some Dalai Lama shit.
It was badass reading about that little story. John began his new life. He trained with other Spartans under Chief Petty Officer Franklin Mendez. For 8 years, he learned history, military strategy, weapons, and received physical fitness training. Early on, he bonded what would be considered his two closest friends, Kelly and Sam. John quickly proved himself in the program's training as the top candidate during... Oh, that's my bad. Sorry. Dr. Hastley and Chief Mendez identified him as one of 4 emerging leaders with the Spartan 2 program, along with Kurt, Jerome, and Frederick. When the Spartans were 8 years old, they were sent on a training mission, in which they were dropped over a forest located deep in one of Reach's snow-filled mountain ranges and expected to get to safety with their extraction Pelican dropship. The children also had instructed to leave the last child arriving behind, lest they receive painful punishment. John knew, however, that he could not do that. After telling the Spartans where to meet, the Spartans looked to him as their leader. A role was initially surprised to receive, but eventually accepted.
Now, you said all of this was happening before he was even 10 years old. You said 8 when they dropped them into the Reach.
Let me go back to that really quick. When Spartans were 8 years old.
They
Yep.
just...
So yeah, like I said, I wanted to do a little bit more of like when he was a kid.
Dude, that's bonkers, man.
It's badass.
No, trust me, it's badass. But I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to figure out, like, in my head, like, at 8 years old, there is no way on God's green earth I could get dropped anywhere and be told to find my way back.
So, yeah, you're right. So back to the story really quick. When the group came upon the Pelican, it was guarded by armed men. Those men were actually UNSC Marines, but were not in uniform. So, I guess playing like the hostile role.
Yeah.
During the training exercise. The Spartans therefore mistook them as hostile threat. John showed early acumen in critical thinking and tactics, not wishing to take for granted that guards would be friendly toward them. He came up with a plan to take the men down, capture the dropship, and ensure the safe extraction of every single team member.
Nice.
Yeah, of course. To do so, he ended up hijacking the dropship with the help of Deja and beat down the men with stones, causing severe injuries among the Marines. Chief Mendez was displeased by John's having attacked his Marines and leaving no one behind, but both Mendez and Dr. Hazley recognized John's initiative and promoted him to squad leader.
At 8. Squad leader.
At 8. Yeah, at 8 years old. At the age of 14, John underwent. Now, this is where the Spartan 2 program kind of kicks in.
Okay.
At the age of 14, John underwent the dangerous Spartan 2 augmentation procedures. The procedures actually killed 30 and physically disabled 12 of the Spartan trainees. John was one of 33 who survived the process unscathed, while the rest could still operate. Were moved to positions in the Office of Naval Intelligence.
So he basically went through the Captain America super soldier serum.
Pretty much. So here we go.
I wonder if he felt taller.
I don't know. We're going to find out. At only 14 years old, John was said to have the body of an 18-year-old Olympic athlete.
Whew.
Yeah. The augmentation process hastened their reflexes, increased their strength, enhanced their eyesight, and rendered their bones nearly unbreakable.
Ooh.
Yeah. After the augmentation procedures, John and other Spartans were transferred to Atlas in order to recover in microgravity environment. Microgravity environment. That'd be pretty cool.
I can dig it.
4 ODST confronted John during his first visit to Atlas Gym. Their sergeant then ordered the 5 of them into the boxing ring. In the ensuing fight, John killed 2 of the ODST and left the others severely injured.
Good God.
The dude's an animal.
I mean, at that point, I wonder if he understood his strength. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing. I don't think he did.
Because I mean, he just got it.
Right.
You know what I mean? He just got all this power, so he might have known how to pull his punches with somebody. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, on his side.
Full send, bro. It's 25-17. At this point, it's full send. Look, if I got unbreakable bones and fucking superhuman strength, I'm literally Captain America. Full send. I will beat your face into the ground.
I am going to leave it to the military man to go ahead and tell me military things. Okay?
I will beat your face in. If I am ever put in a super soldier fucking program and somebody's gonna try and say, hey, you need to fight them or you're gonna die.
Well,
I will beat your face in.
Meanwhile, if you ever put into a super soldier serum program, you better be 6 foot by the end of it.
Yeah,
or else that shit's a failure.
That would be dope. Or at least like 5'10", right?
Nah, man, dude, no, 6 foot.
I mean,
gotta be 6 foot minimum.
Well, I mean, no, I'd be happy with 5'10". I mean, legit, I'd be happy with like 5'8".
5'8's my height.
I think, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think we're slowly telling the people how tall I am, which is not very tall.
Love it.
But I'm like the size of a door. The width of a door frame.
Yeah.
Not our door frame.
No, not our whack ass door frame. But yeah, you have very broad shoulders.
But that's all I have on Master Chief. I like I said, I was telling you about this. If I really, really wanted to go super crazy in depth with John 117, there's 30 pages. I would take an entire podcast to teach you about him.
Yeah.
And I guess we could always circle back, and I could do that if that's what we would like.
Well, now see, I enjoy the way you did it because of the fact that we don't know much about his past.
Right, and
we know everything. I mean, we know everything that he has done within the Halo games, and to go ahead and make him into that beloved hero that he has become.
Exactly, and I wanted to give people a little bit more of an insight of who he was as a kid growing up and what he went through to get, to where he is, and how he became, the all beloved Master Chief.
Master Chief.
The Master Chief. I think I'm just gonna go back to drinking.
I think you should.
Yeah, Wes, I think it's your turn.
All right. So like I said, when you choose something like Halo, it becomes difficult to pick a villain because
there's so many. There's not just one.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, you're not dealing with just one main villain. You are dealing with a
plethora.
Yes, a plethora.
I said it right.
I know. I just like the th is the plethora.
Well, I think I had a little bit of alcohol stuck on my lips.
But we're going to talk about the Covenant Empire, which is often referred to as the Covenant, and they're a homogeny of just different multiple.
Good word.
Thank you. Multiple alien species that maintain control over a large portion of the Milky Way galaxy, mainly in one of Orion's arms. The Covenant is a very political, military, and religious affiliation. Originally, it was a mutual alliance between the prophets and the elites. Now, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the names that the Covenant uses, basically in their books.
Yeah.
So the prophets are called the Sanshayan, and the elites are called the Sanghili. And I do apologize if I am sounding culturally inappropriate, but when you have these types of names, they sound like they should come from a certain part of the world, and I can't help but say it that way. So that's just me. What can I say? So originally, these two groups, the prophets and the elites, actually were a warring races. They're fighting against each other.
Yeah.
But then they decided to go ahead and call a truce, start working together, and then you had them plus 6 other races unite to make the worship of the Forerunners. And then the Halo array soon began the original. That's just where you had everything else with the Halo array. So here are breakdowns of these species that are in the Covenant. So the first ones that I have are the elites, also known as the Sanghili. They are considered some of the toughest foes in the games. The elites are highly intelligent, deeply spiritual species, equally competent as warriors and communicators, and they actually are looked at military-wise when it comes down to strategy, battle tacticians, to either be at Master Chief's level or actually above him.
Jesus.
Now, they normally stand anywhere from 7.5 to 8.5 feet tall. Very long-limbed. They're muscular. They normally come from anywhere from a deep blue to a purple hue on their skin. Mm-hmm. They have just very drone. Their heads kind of look like spider ants from Borderlands. Yeah, if you want to think of it like that. And they actually looked more like cats in the beginning drawings. When they first started when they were first started to be designed. Yeah, they looked like cats, and they actually had tails.
Huh. That would have been interesting.
Well, the funny thing about that is that the tails, at one point, they thought about putting the tails in between the legs.
No, that's a bad idea.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's why they didn't do it, because it kind of looks like a ween.
Yeah. Hey, bro, you got a solid ween.
Yeah. So, so when it comes down to elites and characters that are the elites, one of the biggest things we know about them would probably be the Arbiter. So Arbiter, was one of the protagonists from Halo 2. He was voiced by, we said his name, Keith David?
Keith David.
Yeah, Keith David. For the people who don't know who he is from this, you will know him as Goliath and Gargoyles. If you don't know him from that, if you have watched Disney movies, he is the voodoo guy in Princess and the Frog. The dude has a very, very menacing, low-toned voice, which is actually amazing.
Love, absolutely.
Intimidating fucking voice.
Love hearing anything. Like, if he's in a video game, I'm like, yeah, this is going to be a video game because he's in it.
Yeah. And what actually happened was, at the end of Halo 1 into Halo 2, there was a faction of the elites that didn't, that weren't thinking within the same whole religious construct as the Covenant, and they actually broke away from the Covenant, into which that the brutes, which I'll talk about later, actually started rising up higher in the ranks to go ahead and start taking the lead, which actually leads into like what's going on with Halo Infinite and everything else like that.
I gotcha.
So, so that's where you get the Arbiter from, to going ahead and helping out, like Master Chief, and and actually battling his more of his kind, more of the elites and the Grunts and everybody else, because they didn't like the way that things were going within the Covenant itself.
Yeah.
So the next guys I want to talk about are the Grunts. Now, I said before, the Grunts are called Ngoy, and they are small gnomish creatures that are basically cannon fodder. You know what I mean? But the reason why, it's actually strategic. The reason why is that they have an extremely fast reproductive period. So basically, they're like rabbits and mice.
Fuckers.
That's what they do. Yeah.
I know.
So they are normally depicted as little squatty, cowardy little fighters. One of the neat things I actually didn't know about them is that, say you kill one of their commanders, like an elite or a brute or whatever, the Grunts will charge at the foe with a plasma grenade in each hand, cooking them, and then trying to just basically kamikaze. See, I never thought about it when I played the games.
Yeah.
I was just, kill whatever I saw in front of me.
Of course.
But I do remember in the games.
Yes. Well,
you seeing them run at you with the grenades, with the stickies.
Yeah, it makes sense now.
Makes a lot of sense.
Makes me want to play Halo Infinite when it comes out now.
Well, we're going to be talking about that shortly.
Yeah.
Or at least a little bit of information.
Dope.
But yeah, so that's the Grunts. The next ones I have are the Jackals. The Jackals are also called Kegyar. And they are reptilian or bird-like in appearance. They're the ones that have the shields.
Oh, I fucking hate those. Guys. And the only time you could shoot them is like if you
take the shield down first.
Fuckers.
Yeah. So it's actually really neat that they used a bird-like appearance with them, because everybody knows birds for having amazing eyesight.
Yeah.
And a lot of times these particular soldiers would hold long-range weapons.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They'd be the ones with the sniper rifles or the carbines or whatever they had. So and also they carried shields, and the shield or armor colors that was actually part of their caste system, to go ahead and tell their rank. How high they sat within the Jackal community. Yeah, so unlike other species that are part of the Covenant, Jackals are actually mercenaries.
I wish I knew all this shit before I played any of these games.
Their culture has nothing to do with religion. It's all about piracy. That's all they're about. And
sounds like my kind of guys.
They were actually the first ones to actually encounter humans.
Huh.
And this was before they were even part of the Covenant.
Huh.
They actually went ahead and actually first encountered humans. And actually the result of that encounter is what led to the start of the Human Covenant War.
No shit.
Yeah. All right, this next one's going to be a little hard to say. So we have the Hunters. And in the Covenant, the Hunters are called Imgelegolo.
Okay.
I feel like I said that pretty well.
Yeah.
Imgelegolo. So they are worm-like aliens. Now, you remember what the Hunters are. The Hunters are the big guys with the green, and they have like the spikes on their backs.
Yep.
Yeah. So apparently they're worm-like aliens. And they're just encased in this really tough armor.
Okay.
And they originally are from the planet Te, and they are normally armed with heavy fuel rod cannons and massive shields, and we already know that. The Hunters basically make up for, they're huge, dude. Their size and their strength is what makes up for how slow and cumbersome and lack of agility they have.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And you don't want to fuck with these guys. A single melee attack could easily kill Master Chief in close range. And dude, just one single fucking just swipe and he's gone. And I've had that happen to me. Like for mm-hmm. And then when you're fighting them, you also got to worry about, you can't jump over them really.
Yeah.
Because you have to worry about the spikes on their back.
Yep.
And they normally weigh about 4 to 5 tons. 4 to 5. And they stand 12 feet high. Yeah, that's some big motherfuckers.
Go away.
So the next ones I want to talk about are the Prophets. Now, I said before, the Prophets are called the Sen Shayun, or Sen Shayum. There you go. It's an M at the end. And they serve as the theocratic rulers. You know what I mean? So they're basically the ones that are considered the prophets of this whole thing. Now, you have 3 prophets. You have the prophet of truth, regret, and mercy. And basically, if you walked by a prophet or anybody within this species, they are high and mighty. You know what I mean? You don't look at they're monarchy, dude. You don't look at them. You don't glance their way. You just let them go past.
Right.
And they originally were built to have like hovering thrones, and basically just more had that whole just like higher than now type thing. But yeah, dude, they also were originally designed to be very feeble. Just kind of just like wilted looking things, but actually very sinister. Yeah. So that's the prophets. Now the next one I'm going to talk about. This is another hard word to say in Covenant speak, but it's going to be the brutes. Now the brutes are the one I was telling you about before. Those are the ones that you're going to be dealing more with, at least with the newest game coming out, Halo Infinite.
Yep.
Now brutes in the Covenant are called Jiral Hene. That actually wasn't as hard as I thought. Jiral Hene. So they are a species of physically large ape-like warriors who first appeared in Halo 2. They are stronger, hairier, and much heavier than the elites, who are, and those two have always been kind of like sitting, toe-to-toe when it comes down to military power.
Okay.
Like commanders and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Both of them have always been sitting up there like that. Now, they're not as intelligent or agile as elites, but they are... they do hold high positions of power. They've always held command. Frequently, their squads are of Grunts and Jackals, and a chieftain is normally who leads the brutes in their society. And let's see here, they appear to be very intelligent and are skilled users of all kinds of weapons and vehicles. They're just basically just the all around badasses.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah. And they actually have their own unique class of weapons, which rely primarily on conventional explosives and close-range melee, rather than using the plasma energy guns that we normally know in the Halo world. Yeah. So with some of the research, I actually found out that the people that made Halo 2, like Xbox, Bungie wasn't happy with the brutes in Halo 2. They basically considered them damage sponges. Just bullet sponges. Yeah. And they weren't very interesting to fight. So, and also, their design was also very limited. Basically, they sat there and said they basically looked like Halo's version of Chewbacca. Like Wookiees. Yeah. Except for just like looking much more menacing and powerful. They look much stronger than regular Wookiees. With the elites leaving the Covenant in the game's story, the brutes became the player's main enemy, and that's in Halo 2. So the next one we're going to talk about are called the drones. Now the drones are also called the Yame, and these guys are essentially just they're flyers. They get the air support and just cause all sorts of chaos. And I've learned in games that I hate things that fly. Yeah, I've learned in first-person shooters that I hate things that fly, even third-person shooters. So these things were actually very, very challenging for the animators to work on, and it's because you had so many different things for them to do, because they could walk, they could run, they could crawl, and they could fly, and they could do all that stuff on multiple different types of surfaces. So from a designer standpoint, that's actually pretty hard to go ahead and handle, especially back in 01. Yeah, or basically like 99, 2000 when they were first designing the game. Yep. Yeah. So the main drones look. It kind of cues off of like cockroaches, grasshoppers, and wasps. And the drones were primarily for reconnaissance and skirmish units, and they were most commonly armed with simple, just low power weapons, basically little plasma pistols. Yep, I remember those. And that's that's a basic breakdown of the Covenant, and the groups that are a part of it. Now, we didn't want to leave it at just that. We also wanted to go ahead and talk a little bit more about basically how all of this came to be in a whole. Yeah. And that's why we're also going to talk about the Flood. The Flood. So, the Flood actually comes from the Forerunner Persecutor War, which is 10,000 years before the Covenant Human War. Okay. So it was the precursors. The precursors were the ones that were basically pushed out to the edge of the galaxy by the Forerunners, And when that happened, the precursors were being pushed out there, just being out in that deep dark space. It just did something to them, and it turned them into dust. But it was dust that could regenerate into their past forms. And over time, the dust became so corrupt that it could only cause horrific disease and mutation, which is why you see them looking like they do in the game.
God, I can't stand it. So annoying.
So the precursors, driven insane by the rebellion of their creations, embraced the corruption and became part of it, becoming the Flood to destroy the Forerunners as a final act of vengeance against them. They sent several ships containing this powder to the Forerunner-controlled planets. And this is where you start leading into stuff that we know a little bit more. So they were first encountered in the Milky Way galaxy by an ancient human empire 10,000 years prior to the Forerunner Flood War. The earliest known instance of the highly infectious viral supercell, later known as the Flood form, to be encountered came from fine desiccant powder contained in cylinders. So basically little vials of it. Little vials of precursors just go ahead and just, and then when it's out in the airborne, it can go ahead and just, because all it needs is contact.
Yeah.
It sounds very viral and, very creepy. Just the way that normal viruses and stuff like that just you can get sick by touching anything because you never know what the fuck is on anything. So, unknown to the Forerunners, the Human Prophet Alliance had actually developed a way to combat and defeat the Flood. They manipulated key strands of the Flood's genetic buildup and infected 1/3 of the human population with the code, basically sacrificing 1/3 of the human population to the Flood. And because of that, the Flood actually turned on itself. And as a result, the Flood basically wiped themselves out. And knowing that they would face extinction, what remained of the uninfected stable specimens fled into the galaxy abroad and commandeered vessels and remained dormant for thousands of years, biding their time until they could go ahead and actually fight in the Flood Covenant War. Or Flood Forerunner War, sorry.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
That's fucking cool.
And you have, all right, so you have different variations of these Flood characters because you have, you have them with like the Grunts or the humans or the Prophet. You have all sorts of different like looks of them. But yeah, dude, there's some nasty fucking dudes.
They're a pain in the ass. Let's be realistic here. They're a pain in the ass.
But yeah, that is my basic breakdown of the Covenant / Flood in the Halo series. But we gave you Master Chief and we gave you the Covenant and a little bit of Flood. So let's give you news. All right, I do have a handful of stories here, and then we're going to break down something else. For some pictures that we saw that were released on Twitter later on.
And I've got one. I've got a little snippet of news as well.
Oh well, I can't wait. Yeah. So I want to first talk about 2K. So their E3. It got leaked, some of it. And what they're talking about is a Borderlands spin-off game and a Marvel game.
Yeah, you told me about this. I'm just going to let you read.
Yeah, so this article is from Rebecca Valentine from IGN, so I want to thank her in advance for writing this because this is actually a really good article. They're looking at doing a Tiny Tina, a full Tiny Tina game.
Now, when I get it, but when you say full Tiny Tina game, are we talking like a Miles Morales style? When I say style, I meant like the length of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's going to be a full game, kind of. Like it's not going to be super long, but kind of long.
So I don't have any of that particular information. All I know is that it's going to be called Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Oh my God, that's going to be so good.
Yeah, I know.
The name just made me excited.
Yeah, so there is no information right now of when that is going to be released. That the name Tiny Tina Wonderlands has already been trademarked by 2K, so we already know that it is definitely part of something.
Yeah.
And it is said to be a similar gameplay style to the Borderlands games, which I have no problem with. I love those games, as obviously everybody knows. Yeah. And it's going to feature playable multi-class heroes. So it's not only going to be her.
Or is she going to be like the main protagonist that you can't play?
Kind of like how Lilith or like Angel. How Angel led you on in Borderlands 2.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not a bad thought.
Because at that point you have multi-class heroes that are playable.
Yeah.
That tells me that she may or may not be playable. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. You're
Where she could be the leader of her own story.
and you just hear her just talking.
Oh my
just
God.
all the time.
All the time.
Which means that look, when you have a Borderlands game, you have Tiny Tina. All that tells me, like almost like 99% sure that you're also going to have Ashley Birch.
Yeah.
Which
You better give me Claptrap, too.
I'm happy for anything Ashley Birch. Okay, I have she is such an amazing voice actor. She does such a great job. I am so excited for this.
Yeah.
So another thing that it looks like we're going to be getting is, I mean, at least from this E3 information, is that we're going to be getting a XCOM game with Marvel heroes in it. Now, I do have friends. I mean, Alex from Spaghetti Boys. He is a huge XCOM guy, dude. He loves those games.
Why?
It's just, dude, it's something he enjoys. Look,
We need to get him on the him on the horn. I need to know why.
Yeah, I'll ask him later. I'll figure it out. But yeah. And so the game might also feature some famous actors doing the voice characters. So that means that we might get like Steve Blum being Wolverine, which would be, I mean, insane because that's who everybody thinks of. I mean, maybe you might get some of like the classic like X-Men animated series from the 90s, some of those actors coming back in, like maybe some Gambit or yo get Rogue from that old series, dude. I loved her voice, so good.
She's over here making noises and shit, acting all weird.
So another thing we're probably going to get is, well, look, we already know we're going to get an NBA 2K22. That's a given. Now what they're going to do, it seems like, really is they're going to put Dirk Nowitzki on the cover.
Yeah.
Now he retired, right? He's already out. I thought he was already out.
I can't speak on basketball.
Yeah, that would have been
that would have been
him.
Andy.
Yeah.
So. Hi, I can't make it today. Why? I don't know. Did we just become best friends? Fuck you, Andy.
So you could have other athletes on these covers, which tells me they're essentially going like comic book variant cover type thing. Well, look, yeah, they might make it like regional, okay? You know what I mean? You mean so maybe like the Midwest South, you can have like Dirk. Maybe in the Northeast you could have maybe Tatum or Ben. Or Simmons or like Joel. The South you might have like a Trae Young or something. You know what I mean? They might just spin it around.
Now I forget what year of NHL they did this, but they had a main cover. Mm-hmm. But you could go onto their website and print out alternate covers to put in the sleeve.
Oh, that's actually sick.
I forget what NHL it was. It was.
See, I wouldn't have an issue with that. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. So, and I think whenever Fuckface gets back, because he's so busy. I'll ask him and we'll bring that back up at some point. Okay. But that would be cool that if you could go into like say the NBA 2K site,
yeah,
and print it out.
Yeah.
And if they want to be greedy and make money, you charge people like 99 cents for like your favorite person. You know what I mean? Like, so say I want Ben Simmons, but say you want to play the game and you want the hard copy and you want fucking Joel.
Yeah.
99 cents. 50 cents. You don't fucking charge him a fucking arm and a leg.
Well, no, because the amount of games they're going to sell on this is going to be huge anyway. Oh my God.
Yeah, because I buy them all the time now too because they're fucking fantastically fun.
So we also know that 2K has said officially that they're going to be releasing 21 games between now and March. And that is a lot of games. They haven't said whether part of this 21 is going to be like DLCs.
Well, but here's the thing: it's highlighted in blue. What happens if you click on that? Oh, GTA 6 unlikely this year as it plans to take
21 games for release. Okay.
Do they have a list of the 21 games?
I'm not seeing that. No.
Okay, they can fuck off then.
Yeah, so look, we're
21 games between now and March of 22, yes?
Yeah.
That's insane. That's like insane.
And what that tells me is that this is going to be huge. This is going to be a huge E3 for 2K.
Yes and no. Here's why. You're going to give me stuff I already know about, but if you're giving me 21 games between now and March, how good are the games going to be?
they're not a huge, you know what I mean, like creative team.
Or they're not, or are you bringing back other games that were games in the past, like
remaster?
Not so much remaster, but like say NHL 2K. NFL 2K, right? Are you bringing back old titles that we had like when the Xbox came out?
The only way that they would be able to do that, into which we would have already known by now,
not necessarily,
is if they went ahead and EA's deal with the NFL would, I'm just talking just NFL in particular.
Yeah, no,
EA's
you're right.
Deal with Madden would have or Madden's deal with NFL would have been expired, into which we'd have already known that information.
Yeah, that's true.
And we would have definitely talked about it because an NFL 2K game.
I always like them more.
Because we rocked that one with T.O. on the cover.
Yeah, dog, that shit was fun as hell.
And that was on my GameCube.
Was that GameCube or was that Xbox?
That was on GameCube when we first started playing it. You might have had it for Xbox, but I had it on GameCube.
I had it for Xbox.
Yeah, because I didn't own the Xbox yet.
Oh,
I didn't own the Xbox at that time. All I had was GameCube and PS2. That's all I had.
Dog. Those 2K games are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I mean, I guess I know why they stopped making some of them, but still.
Yeah, some of them contract reasons and shit like that. So yeah. Look, E3. Look, I'm stupid pumped. Next week for E3, it's going to be insane.
I'm excited, but I'm not because I'm going to miss it all.
Well, you're going to miss it all. Look, dude. Look, you and I are you're probably going to come over like 2 hours in advance. 2 weeks from now, we're going to sit here and watch all of the shit.
That's okay. I'm okay with all that.
Yeah.
I'll come over at like 8 o'clock in the morning with like coffee and donuts.
Let's fucking go. Let's go. I'm game. Next one I have has to do with Horizon Forbidden West. So they gave us information that had to do with the PS4 and the PS5 versions of the game.
Okay.
Okay.
So we talking like different like cell shading and frame rates and stuff.
Essentially,
like that.
yeah. So
That's cool. Did
PS5
I just spoil
version,
like the entire fucking article for you?
No.
Oh, okay, good.
No. PS5 version is going to have 60 frames per second. That's a given the way that's made. You're going to have everything running with the DualSense controller. That's everything that we expected from it. The PS4, the cutscenes are going to look exactly the same in the games. It's just that
the in-game play is going to look.
In-game play is going to be a little bit different because the cutscenes from PS5 are going to be able to just naturally flow into gameplay because it's exactly the same.
Gotcha.
The PS4, it's not going to because graphically, it's not at that capability.
That's still dope, though. I mean, so in all reality, if you don't have a PlayStation 5 and you have the PlayStation 4 and you get the game,
you're still gonna have an amazing game.
You're still gonna have an amazing game. You're gonna have good cinematics.
Yeah.
For the cutscenes. Gameplay is gonna be a little bit less, which is, still good because we play. You and I both played. Did you play the original one?
Yeah, I played it.
Yeah, we both played the original one on the PlayStation 4, and it was absolutely stunning at the time.
I have the complete edition on my PS5 downloaded. I'm like, when I'm done Miles, that's one of the ones I'm going to.
I'll be honest, so I'm pretty sure it's actually been not remastered, but I'm pretty sure it can play at its full potential. So like, quick, when I played Ghost of Tsushima, right? It was you could play it kind of to its full capability on the PlayStation 4 Pro, but it played at full capacity, full capability on the PlayStation 5.
Nice.
Meaning the graphics and everything and the playability on the PlayStation 5 was better than on the PlayStation 4.
Yeah, everything was boosted.
So I'm pretty sure it's the same way with the Horizon, the original Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm pretty sure.
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah. You know what would be pretty dope? You got to let us know. Is
the bow
with the new controller on the PlayStation 5? If they did anything with that,
I'll let you know.
Yeah,
I'll let you know. Yeah. So we don't have a release date yet on this, and
I don't care. Take your time and make it as pretty as possible.
And I agree. We are going to hear more because Guerrilla does have an expo on E3. So we are going to learn something.
But are we?
I hope.
Well, I hope so too, but in all reality, are we, since it's a PlayStation exclusive?
It's a PlayStation exclusive, but it is still a Guerrilla game, which is why I'm expecting for us to go ahead and see at least something. Look, okay. I don't care if they just go ahead and just give us more. Tell us about all the new robot creatures.
Yeah, that'd be
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm cool just with that. Go ahead, give me break that shit down.
Yeah, because either way, we know we're getting the game. It's not like it's like a surprise.
100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So like, give us a little bit more on the game.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. I'm cool with that. Yeah.
Yeah. So to stay with Sony and PlayStation,
Attaboy.
God of War has been delayed till 2022.
If you have to delay it until 2023, I don't care. Do it. Don't give us a Cyberpunk.
And look, we keep on saying that because that is truly the way we feel about this. Like,
yeah, I mean, look, when you have big games like this, you know, notable games, prolific games for your console, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Games that are just a staple in what, you know, your exclusive games stand for. Don't fuck it up. Like, take your time with it. Just like what Xbox is doing, or Bungie, or is it Bungie or 343, whatever, whoever it may be for Halo Infinite. Take your time with it. Don't rush. Don't rush something.
we can say hands down they are taking their time cleaning this up.
So it's got to be the same with this. Take your time with
Yeah.
it. Don't rush something that's meant to be beautiful. Don't do that.
Yeah, so the head of PlayStation Studios, Herman Hulst, has went ahead and said, so we have currently 2 very big, very narrative-driven games in development, Horizon Forbidden West and the next God of War. And for
So
both of
excited.
these, they're frankly affected by access to performance, capture, and talent. For Horizon, we think we are on track to release this holiday season, so we are expecting that in maybe September, October, November, December.
So yeah, September to February. Remember, the last game released in February, so it could be
Yes.
September to February.
Very true. But that isn't quite certain yet, and we're working as hard as we can to confirm that to you as soon as so basically they're saying as soon as they know what the release is going to be, they're going to let us know about
They're
Horizon.
being transparent about the information that they're getting.
Yes, they are.
And that right there, I appreciate. That's a good thing. That's
Yes.
what you want.
And for God of War, the project started a little later, so we've made the decision to push the game out to next year to ensure that Santa Monica Studio can deliver the amazing God of War game that we all want to play.
Beautiful. See, that statement right there, I love.
Yes.
That hit me right in the feels.
Yes.
Like, I have a tear now dropping out of my
With
eye
these
socket.
things, something's got to give. It cannot be the quality of our titles, and it surely won't be the health or well-being of our amazing team. Now, we did just get done doing a Crunch episode.
Now that statement is about to literally make me cry, because if that is truly meant to be, you know, what they mean,
Yeah.
then that is an amazing thing.
Yes.
That is absolutely amazing.
Into which I'm actually going to go ahead and keep this thought in the back of my mind for when we get closer to whatever dedeadline they think.
Yeah, because I would like to-
because I want to find out if they are actually. I mean, if something happens with crunch related type stuff.
Yeah, and that's I was
Because-
just gonna say the same thing.
Yeah.
I prefer. We should keep this article, or at least something to this article related, like tabs. There you go, attaboy. I see what you're doing. You're saving it.
Yes, I
I
did.
appreciate that. That's good, because then we could come back to this, because it is something that is near and dear to our heart. Not only the games, but the whole fucking Crunch episode that we just did.
Yeah,
If you're gonna say something like that,
you got to stand by it
stand by it.
because
And-
CD Projekt Red said it, and then they went back on their word.
exactly. So now, if we have to go back and talk shit,
We have reference.
we have reference.
Yeah,
love it.
he continued to say, we remain focused on delivering a top quality game while maintaining that safety and well-being of our team, creative partners, and families. With this in mind, we've made the decision to shift our release window to 2022.
Don't fuck up.
So I am happy for that. I am game for it. I want it. But I want it right.
Wait, you did finish the first God of War, yeah?
What, the one that released on PS4?
Yes.
I have been told I am at the very, very end.
Where are you?
Huh?
Where are you currently?
I'm in this room that looks like it's shifting between the world, and you have like different enemies coming in through different doors.
Yeah, you're basically at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where I am.
Wait, just finish the fucking game, man.
I've run into these issues of just keep on getting my ass whooped with doing that, and so I backed off it.
Do you need me to jump in and just beat it for you really quick?
No, because then I didn't beat it.
Well, I mean, it's your house,
No.
your controller, no, all right.
No, because then I didn't beat it. And I actually said to somebody that I might actually be throwing them my PlayStation just so they could play something else. So I do need to finish that before I did, because I never transferred it over to the PS5, so I need to finish it on the 4.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
I want you to cry like I did at the end of the game. Well, you might not fucking remember any of it, so never mind.
Oh no, I remember. I still remember a lot of. I mean, most of the games.
All right, good.
All right, so
Well, this was the article that I had.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you want to read it, because you got it up there anyway. If you want to talk about it, that's fine.
Yeah, so the next thing we're going to talk about
This is insane.
is
This
a
is
console
fucking
that
crazy.
I never thought, like, I knew we'd be talking about it through consoles through history.
Yeah, but I never thought
I
I'd
didn't
see
think
it.
I didn't think it would be a modern console.
All right, so really quick, I can't really read the article, but I have to at least tell you what it is because I'm kind of excited.
Please do.
So it's the new I said, not old, new Atari VCS.
Yeah, so this thing is looking to be launched June 15th.
Yeah, so I did a little research on their website. They are completely sold out of every. Now this is just their website, but they're completely sold out of every system that they have, I guess, made or plan on making.
We are talking about something that is going to be dropping 10 days from recording.
This is crazy. Do you want to hear the price tag?
Please.
$399.99.
That is the same price as.
Nope. If you were you gonna say an Xbox Series S, because I'm pretty sure it's cheaper, or the same price.
No, Series S is no. I think Series S was $3.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Not
Series
gonna
S was $299. So basically, what you're telling me is the Atari VCS, the new Atari VCS system, is $100 more than the Series S. I'm pretty sure it's $299. But while he's doing that, I can touch a little bit on the actual system itself. So
Yeah, the Series S is cheaper. Series S is $300.
I knew it.
$300
I fucking knew it. So on this Atari VCS system, there's a couple different modes. There's Atari mode, PC mode, and stuff like that. So really quick, I'll break it down for you. The Atari mode is it's a native operating system, connects a universe of games, apps, and streaming entertainment to your TV or monitor in. You look like you wanted to say it.
Please, are you
4K
Oh my
resolution in 4K. So this is all this information that I'm giving you is directly from their website.
Nice.
Over 100 Atari classics. Every system includes Atari VCS Vault, which is a collection of 100 Atari arcade and 2600 games, fully optimized for the Atari Classic joystick and modern controller, which you get both of in the bundle package, which is the $400. So what else? A thriving game community. Atari VCS has something for every gamer. The Atari Game Store is loaded with. It's got its own store already. That's pretty cool. Great indie retro puzzle, sports games, and more. With a huge retro library. Whatever. Alcohol.
I did not know this.
Kerfuffled my fucking language.
It looks like there's two versions.
What?
Look at this. So
Okay.
there's this one to where it has the black face,
And then that has the retro.
the wood grain.
The wood grain. Yeah.
Oh my god,
I like the wood grain.
the wood grain looks so good.
Yeah, it does.
Oh man, I love it. I did not know that.
So you can also turn the Atari VCS into a fully functioning PC. So it's a true hybrid device. The Atari VCS is a uniquely versatile 2-in-1 machine for PC hobbyists and DIY hardware enthusiasts.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean look, for the price tag, it's a bit much. However,
There is a lot more in it than
Yeah.
than I expected.
Yeah.
For an Atari.
Yeah, I literally took over your news article, but I'm just gonna keep
No,
going.
you're fine.
With the console-like Atari mode delivers games, entertainment, web browsing, and Google's G Suite of productive apps that will satisfy most users. Atari VCS PC mode provides users with a completely open and customizable PC experience for the TV or desktop via almost any operating system software.
Whoa.
Exciting PC game libraries, retro emulation platforms, and other capabilities are easily unlocked with the right know-how, which is insane. You can also run your... So this is a cold read. I didn't know anything about this.
Do it.
Your favorite OS. You can run your favorite operating software or operating system. Install
Windows, Apple, Linux.
Yep. All of it. Everything you just said. Ubuntu, Chrome OS. It's powered by AMD. The Atari VCS is powered by AMD Ryzen R1606G processor with Radeon Vega graphics technology.
So Ryzen, that's some of the top-notch shit.
Well, it's in there.
Yeah, because
This is why PlayStation's having a chip shortage. Fuck off, Atari. I'm just kidding. A modern x86 PC architecture that makes it far more versatile than traditional game systems. Hold on, let me see.
Oh my god, this is bonkers, dude.
So here you go, fully upgradable hardware. by providing an open M.2.5 SSD socket and standard SODIMM memory units. There's a pathway.
Surely somebody knows what all that means.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't have the... anyway, I don't have the full thing for that. There is a pathway for advanced users to expand the Atari VCS hardware's internal storage and enhance performance for more demanding PC games and applications.
So, we talked before about what...
So cool.
We talked before about what the future of gaming could be, as opposed to...
You mean if we had a console that we could upgrade on our own?
Essentially, yeah. Essentially having the PS5 or the Xbox Series X, but being able to go ahead and upgrade. I mean, so that way you're putting mods into it to make it better, faster, stronger, whatever, as opposed to going ahead and spending another $600, $700, $800 later on, and buying a whole nother console. Now, I'm looking at looking at these controllers, and it looks like these controllers are USB-C. The ports, being able to go ahead and like either charge them or run them via cord.
So, my guess is it's for charging because both of the I don't have to really get to it because you did bring it up, but both of these controllers are wireless.
Yeah.
The joystick or the Joy-Con or whatever you want to call it, and the actual controller itself are both wireless. So playable probably through cord while it's charging while you're playing the system.
Yeah, because it looks like charging. It has 2 ports in the front to be able to go ahead and plug them in. Have either the controller or the joystick. And with looking at the controller reminds me a lot of like the Power A Elite controllers for like the Nintendo Switch.
Yep.
Because you were saying that before when we first pulled the article.
It looks like a really good hybrid between an Xbox and a Pro Controller.
It really does.
And a Switch Pro Controller.
It looks clean.
I actually really like it.
I like that matte black.
I like the matte black with
nice.
the matte black with the red accents.
Yes.
Oh, sexy. As
so you have a red right trigger and you have a red left analog.
So
top.
And then I guess that would be like your power indication of what you have in the middle.
That's either going to be that or it's going to be whatever player you are.
Or that, yeah.
Because
it looks solid,
the the joystick also has
red.
Yeah, it does have red, but I'm like around it also has that same orange. So
yeah, and that's why I think it would be power.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, you're probably right on that.
But back to the console really quick.
So
it looks fucking phenomenal. Peripheral. You know what?
Peripheral.
Whatever. Thanks. Add an S on that.
Peripherals.
Thank you. PC architecture means that the Atari VCS is plug-and-play compatible with most Bluetooth and USB PC. What's that word?
What, USB peripherals?
Thank you. Including mouse and keyboards, console game controllers, and various other accessories many users already own.
Okay, so this is wild. All right, so I'm looking at
so dope.
So there's a picture here of somebody having this, and we will throw the link for this article in the show notes that I'm looking at from IGN. It looks like you have the Atari system hooked up to a computer, and it looks like you have some type of dongle sitting on the front of it, and I'm guessing.
I'm wondering if that's like for a wireless mouse.
That's what I'm guessing as well. And then there's another one where you have these kids with the toggles playing Pong, like classic old school Pong.
Dude,
like, oh my god, it looks insane.
Look, I love the new systems like the Xbox Series X, the PlayStation. This though has me in the retro feels. Like, and after reading, like I said, this is a cold read even for me. After reading everything that you can do with this system is bonkers, dude. Like, it's insane.
And with everything you can do with this simple fact where you said that it's 400, which actually makes it sound like it's not that bad.
So here, you know what? I have all the specs directly from Atari. I'm gonna do these really quick.
Yeah, unload it. Let's go.
So this is the operating system. It's Atari Custom Linux OS. But again, you can still upload.
One of the nice things about Linux is that it's one of those systems where you can run either Apple or
right. I've never used
Windows.
Linux. I was going to ask that. I've never used Linux personally myself.
Linux is essentially that third party middleman that can go ahead and basically do everything.
That's dope. So they were smart.
Yeah,
actually. So the APU is AMD Raven Ridge 2, which is the RG1606G. The GPU is the AMD Ryzen, which you said. Storage is 32 gig eMMC fixed internal,
which sounds like it also could be expandable too.
Well, remember, it is. Everything is.
32 gig is nice.
Everything on this though is
upgradable.
Yeah, pretty much. Internal M.2 SSD slot, unlimited external USB HD stick cloud. Okay, for the cloud, its subscription is required, but unlimited external USB HD and /stick.
With what you just said, it has the capability of working with a solid state drive.
Yes.
Solid state drive is that's the current. To go ahead, just because I want to say it is the current bee's knees. You know what I mean? You mean of these drives?
Fucking nerd.
I don't care.
I
don't fucking care.
I love it. Go ahead.
But yeah, because the Xbox and the PS5, the way they are optimized the best for their memory is to go, or you mean their expandable drives is to use an SSD. If you use an HHD, it's still fine, but it doesn't work as quickly.
Yes.
It's still fast, but not as quickly as with an SSD.
Correct. The RAM is 8 gig DDR4 RAM.
That's good.
But it's upgradable. Compatible systems.
I wonder by how much though.
It doesn't say, so sky's the limit maybe. There's a little asterisk next to it, so maybe it'll say somewhere a little bit further down.
Okay.
Compatibility systems. We went over this a little bit earlier. Linux, Windows, Steam.
There you go.
Steam OS, which for the PC people.
Yep.
Chrome OS. Wireless connection, Wi-Fi 802.11, BGN 2.45 gigs, Bluetooth 4.0. And actually never mind. PlayStation 5 has the 5.0.
Even so, the 4.0 is still, it's still just one level below. It's still fine.
Still fantastic.
Yeah.
Wired connections, HDMI 2.0, gigabit Ethernet, 4 times USB 3.1, USB ports, 2 in the front, 2 in the rear, external inputs, HDMI 2, gigabit Ethernet, 4 times USB 3.1. It's got mouse and keyboard support with USB or Bluetooth.
For PC gamers.
Or Bluetooth, so that's what that dongle was.
For the PC gamers, too.
It says
nice.
4K video with HDCP 2.2 integration. Yes. Internet connection required. Yes. Dimensions 11.6 by 5.9 by 1.9. So that's dimension.
Tiny.
Very tiny. Extremely small. Weight? Take a guess.
I'm guessing 2 pounds.
Fucking close, buddy. 3.
Nice.
Materials, plastic, metal, and wood.
That wood grain front looks so good. I love it.
This says Atari VCS Onyx video computer system. So hold on, let me run it through real quick.
Okay.
Now
just
all the same.
Just let you go ahead and run. Like, yo, this could easily be a dark horse competitor.
Yeah, dude.
It really could.
It absolutely could be 100%. Like, look, if you think I'm not gonna keep my eye out on this fucking system and see if I can get my hands on one further on down the road, you'd be extremely mistaken, because it's gonna happen.
That sounds like fun.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna probably cost me more than the fucking $400, but at this point, I mean, I don't play PC games, but
there are certain games though that you can only get on PC.
Yeah. But
but I'm saying though, so that might be actually a good way for a console player to go ahead and actually dive into that world.
Now, what I'm curious about, right, is cross-platform compatibility.
Yeah.
What I mean by that, though, is the crossplay.
Now,
because this is that middleman. This is that link between. This is the link between worlds.
Now, I would sit here and say, with this, I would guess that this would fall into the PC realm, into which PC actually sits in cross compatibility with everything. It's just the fact of Sony and Xbox just have their issue with connecting. But dude, PC says, okay, we'll work with you. Plus, you can get, like, say you're a avid Xbox person, you don't buy PS5, you don't buy PlayStation, you don't ever have it, but you want to play a game like Last of Us, you want to play a game like Horizon. Guess what? On this system, you can play it because you can get those games on Steam.
Yeah. So, I don't know, man. There's no release date just yet.
Well, no, the release date, the release date on this is June 15th.
June 15th.
So yeah, so that's
okay.
Yes. So that's popping, freaking like a week and a half.
So it's entirely up to you if you want to read that article, but I'm pretty sure we touched everything, if not more.
Yeah, no. You hit everything and more.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. If you get an opportunity, you got to take a look at the system. I mean, it is dope.
Yeah.
It looks like the old school Atari 2600 minus the fucking port for the games.
That's true.
It's so cool.
I'm ready
for
it.
All right, go ahead.
So the last thing we want to talk about in news is that there was a release of the silhouettes of some of the Borderlands characters. for the Borderlands movie that is being directed by Eli Roth and is being written by the guy that wrote Chernobyl, Chernobyl series.
I really don't want to talk about this, to be honest with you. I mean, we're gonna.
We're gonna break it down real quick, and then we're gonna.
Shit, like Tiny Tina is literally like an inch shorter than Roland in the silhouettes here.
Yeah. So
fuck, dude.
So right now we're looking at a silhouette, a shadow picture of all the characters together that they've already started working with, at least in the movie. I guess within one scene.
Tiny Tina's like
4'9"
and Kevin Hart's like fucking 5 foot.
So you have Krieg, Tiny Tina, Tannis, Lilith, and then Roland.
Yeah, Kevin Hart.
Well, we're gonna talk about who's cast for this, and then you also have Claptrap at the end.
Oh, that is Claptrap.
It is Claptrap right there, yeah.
Honestly, he looked like a piece of fucking trash, so I didn't even know.
He looks like a trash can.
It looks like a trash can with like an antenna, so.
Yeah.
Wait, that is exactly what it looks like.
Yeah, he kind of is, yeah.
There he is right behind me. That's exactly what it looks
there,
like, yeah. Fuck.
All right, so when it comes down to the people playing the characters, look, we already know Kevin Hart's playing Roland. We've already talked about our dismay with that. We don't like it. Some of the other ones are Cate Blanchett being Lilith. I'm starting to not having. I'm starting to be a little bit more okay with.
Nope, it's still up in the air for me.
Just because of what she did with Hela, just gives her some leeway with
that's
that.
Fine.
I'll
like
put it
said,
that way.
That's still it's still up in the air.
Yes.
With me.
Ariana Greenblatt is going to be playing Tiny Tina.
That's a good cast.
I think so. Florian Montaneo is going to be playing Krieg. Those pictures, he actually looks pretty good as Krieg.
So, and the thing is I'm not against that one. That's a good cast either. And if you look at the silhouette of the next person you're going to talk about.
Yeah, so the next one is Jamie Lee Curtis as Dr. Patricia Tannis.
Looks the silhouette
that
looks
one is on point.
Exactly like her.
That one is on point.
Here's my thing.
Huh.
She still looks great, and she's much older. She still looks phenomenal.
Oh, yeah. She looks great for her age.
Looks wonderful for her age. Are you going to dye your hair the black, the traditional dark brown / black that Tannis has?
I mean, the cool thing is that she normally has her hair short anyway, so so it fits right into Tannis.
Right, exactly.
But dyeing it black probably would make a little more sense.
Or are you gonna do like a mix of like a black with like frosted sides sort of thing to show maybe like an older Tannis? I don't know.
I mean, look,
which I would be against.
They have they have already said. I
like the cast.
Randy Pitchford has already said that this movie does not fall within the Borderlands video game canon. It is their own Borderlands movie, Borderlands cinematic universe. That is, that's what they said. So there are characters from the movies that we will know, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they are going to be the way that we know them. So that's basically his way of getting out of people being overly mad.
You're an asshole.
If the movie doesn't do, if the movie isn't exactly what we expect.
The movie's going to do
terribly.
It's gonna be
horrible and terribly at the same time. That was nice. I like that one.
Terribly. Jesus fuck. So
just to go ahead and just talk a little bit more about the cast. Obviously Kevin Hart is Roland. We have talked about our reluctance and dismay of that. Gina Gershon is going to play Moxie. I am very curious about how that one is going to be.
Which one is she?
Oh
yeah. She get it. No, she's older too now, but she's very attractive.
Okay.
And I easily could see her. Yes, Moxie, 100%. Easily has the smile and the face for it. 100%.
Yeah. So we have Jack Black as Claptrap. I don't have an issue with that. I think he's going to be very, very funny.
I think he's going to be good as well, but I would have rather seen Kevin Hart cast for Claptrap.
Yes. He's
got that high pitch. He's got that range of extremely high pitchedness, which is not a thing, but
it works.
It's my thing.
You have somebody named Gania Gavin Carr, and
sure.
And well, not so like the in the, I think it was the first game, one of the DLCs. You mean to where you had like those Red Soldier like elite forces?
Yes.
So she's going to be playing like the commander of those.
Oh.
You have Ryan Redmond is going to be playing Ellie. We all know Ellie.
Mm-hmm.
She looks like she's a bigger set girl. So you're just kind of fitting into what we know Ellie as. You know what I mean from the video games. You have Edgar Ramirez. He's going to be playing the head of Atlas. You have Charles Babaloa, who is going to be playing Hammerlock. This one kind of threw me, but I'm actually excited for it because I did not expect to see a black Hammerlock in this movie.
I mean,
but there is no reason. I mean, there's no problem with that. I'm curious if they're going to keep Hammerlock with, falling in the spectrum that he does with being gay.
Maybe.
I'm curious if I'm just curious if they're going to keep that part of him as well.
I don't know.
I mean, we need to find out. You have Benjamin Brian Davis is going to be playing Marcus from Marcus Munitions. You have
he looks like a Marcus.
He
with a beard.
really does.
He's legit. Marcus, did Marcus have a beard? I don't remember. Or is it just a beautiful mustache?
I think it was just a mustache.
Now, here's the thing: is he going to keep the beard, or is he going to do a mustache?
We gotta wait and see.
God,
gotta wait and see. You have Cheyenne Jackson, who's going to be playing Jacobs. He's going to play the head of the Jacobs family. It sounds like this kind of sits a little bit farther back in what we know, to where it's like the beginnings of like these particular companies, like Atlas Corps, and and Jacobs Munitions and stuff. And then you have Stephen Boyer, who's going to be playing Scooter. So, and this guy kind of looks like a Scooter, a little bit.
No, I see him. Yeah.
Yep. So look, man, we've already said we are. I'm reluctantly optimistic.
You know what?
I'll put it that way when it comes down to this movie.
I don't see anybody up there for handsome
Jack.
So the thing is you're right. This is definitely
pre. Because Handsome Jack took over Hyperion after Hyperion completely took his shit.
Correct.
Yeah.
So this is definitely pre, because he's not up there.
Into which it makes it interesting having Tiny Tina and Krieg in this movie being pre.
I know. That's another issue that I have. Or maybe they just haven't found the right cast yet for Handsome Jack, and he is going to be in the movie.
Maybe. And let's not forget that Ellie and Scooter are both children of Moxie.
Yes.
And I mean, if you look at these two actors, you can easily see how they could go ahead and build that type of resemblance with Gina Gershon.
Yeah.
For going ahead and having her be Moxie. So I'm actually
like
there are certain parts of this that I'm excited about.
Yeah, some of the casting is spot on. Not for the game, but just like they're definitely they picked good people to play the parts.
We just need to see how it all works.
How they portray them in the movie, yeah, like you said, we have to see how it works. I don't know, dude. It's
I know. But
fucking fuck right off.
But that's what we have in news. So, I've been messing around a little bit, and we're going to find out if Anthony's done anything himself. So now we're going to go ahead and tell y'all what we are playing.
Yeah, I'll start because mine's pretty short.
Good.
So lately, I have been playing, and it's still just a weekend thing. But I have been playing A Plague Tale: Innocence.
Oh yeah. You did a stream of that the other day.
I did last weekend.
I didn't get a chance to catch.
No, it's okay. Last weekend, and Andy was even telling me the same select people keep watching it, and I don't think it's anybody that we follow or follow us. So that's pretty cool. I'm having repeat customers watch me stream.
Yeah, it's always fun when you get
that's pretty dope. Andy told me that. I was like, damn, that's exciting. That's pretty cool. So I'm not gonna get too deep into it. But last time when I kicked off, I think I was chapter 3, and right now I'm pretty sure I played about 6 chapters.
Okay. Damn.
5 or 6 chapters. Well, so
you went heavy.
I did, but not so much, because some of them were literally like quick, short, to the point. You know what I mean? Like, so the game is based off of stealth and puzzle. So it's a puzzle stealth game, right up my alley. Love every part of the game. But some of the chapters were literally just like, hey, get past these select few guards. But the puzzle was a little more in depth, and it took like maybe 15, 20 minutes. You know what I mean? And it was just boom, 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 done. But that's all I really have to report. I haven't played anything else.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Look, ain't nothing wrong with that.
I'm trying to get through that. My next game that I am going to play, because it seems like you and Andy are both playing the same thing, so I'm going to be a little bit different. After A Plague Tale: Innocence, I'm actually going to be playing... You know what? I'll get back to you. When I start playing it, I'll get back to you.
All right, cool. Look, man, I'm happy you're finding something on
Quantum Break.
Okay.
Yes, because that I know was supposed to be a fantastic game.
Yeah.
I never got to play it. It looks phenomenal. And like I said, I'm gonna be different than you and Andy. So I'm
Cool.
gonna go a different route.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's gonna be fun.
Let's see what's happened. I beat Ori.
Holy shit!
I beat Ori in the Will of the Wisp.
Did you at least you told Andy, right?
Oh yeah. He knows.
Okay, thank God.
No, yeah, dude. Yo, the end of that game could definitely bring a tear to your eye. It was.
I don't
Yo,
need
it's.
more tears.
Yo, it was a beautiful game, dude.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Dope.
I had a blast playing it. I probably finished it in probably about 15 hours. I'm guessing was my. I gotta look back and see what my runtime was.
That's it though.
But well,
You made it seem like you were playing it for like 32 years.
well, look, I dive into a game for like with that game. I'd fuck around for like a half hour, 45 minutes. If I found a spot I started getting stuck on, I would just get frustrated and I'd just drop.
Okay.
But ever since our conversation, my intervention,
Yeah, it'll happen again once you fucking
I know.
go crazy playing a million games trying
Again,
to beat them
yeah.
all. I don't
But
know.
so after that, I decided to hunker down and really, really try to work on that game. And then I did, dude. I would spend like hour and a half, 2 hours at a time.
Yeah.
Running through the game. And like when you would be done streaming some nights, I would go ahead and stream, you know what I mean, what I was doing.
Yep.
And it worked out great. And I loved it. It was such a good game. And from there, I started playing Miles.
Mm-hmm.
And
I seen that you had it up on the Twitter.
Yeah. So with Andy's not gonna be doing Freaky Friday for a little bit. So
That's what we're gonna expect for Freaky Fridays then.
Well, it's just gonna be just a fun Friday. Just gonna change it because look, I don't want to dive into a game for 3-4 weeks. You know what I mean? Maybe or basically however long he's doing whatever he's doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be. I don't want to jump into something that I'm not gonna finish.
Well, I can tell you right now, you don't play those kind of games as in-depth / crazy as Andy and I.
Yeah.
So I guarantee you'd be perfectly fine. You'd be able to finish the game and have people be able to watch it.
Cool.
Yeah, guaranteed. What? Also, what difficulty are you playing it on? Normal.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. You'll be able.
Normal.
I guarantee you, shit. Because, dude, I played that game religiously every day just for a couple hours, and I 100% of the game, and I think I completed it in less than a week.
Nice.
And that was like 2-3 hours a day, if that.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm getting whatever time I can. I mean, whenever I do play, and it's not my Monday stream.
Yeah.
I'm playing that. Oh, speaking of Monday stream, beat Outriders.
Dope.
You know what I mean?
Wait, you beat it?
Outriders is much like is a lot like Destiny, to where that there's a lot of end game content.
Oh, okay.
So into which you can go ahead, you can go for like bigger, badder guns. It's just like Borderlands. You do certain things to
I got you.
go ahead and get better guns. And you can farm things and do expeditions. And if you do an expedition within a certain amount of time, you basically get gold tier type shit.
I got you. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So so stuff like that. So it's going to be something that we're going to mess around with. I think it's going to end up being 3 people playing on my Monday streams for a little while. Mm-hmm. So I think Outriders is probably going to be our best run of what we're going to do between me and the guys, because that's normally what we play if we don't play Destiny.
So is it switching from Destiny to Outriders? Is that what we're saying?
It might.
Dope.
We'll see. It
cool.
might.
Good. Give the people something different.
Yeah.
Because it's always Destiny.
And dude, Outriders, it's a lot, dude. I love the game, dude. It is so much fun. It is a great game. I love the classes that you can use, and the amount of you have to play aggressive. If you don't play aggressive in the game, you will not progress in the game very well. You know what I mean? You have to have a level of aggression, because that's the only way you gain your health back.
Okay.
So so I've been doing that, and then, like I said, dude, just Miles. Is where I've kind of just really been pushing myself.
How do you like
go ahead. I love it. It is, dude. It is a lot of fun. Web-slinging reminds. It's very. A lot of it's similar to. Obviously the other Spider-Man game.
Yep.
The PS4 Spider-Man game.
Yep.
And I got like 20% progression in that one before I stopped playing it. So so the feel of it is.
Right.
Is.
It's still there.
I'm right there, muscle memory type deal.
I got you.
It's just getting used to like having the camouflage and being able to go ahead and and certain, like, there was something I learned yesterday when I was streaming, to where it was like this venom punch, this venom like push, like when you're flying in the air, and you can go ahead and use your venom strike to essentially just like catapult you farther.
Yep.
I learned about that yesterday. I was like, oh yeah,
dude, it gets even cooler. Even cooler.
Loving it. And I've unlocked, I think. I have the ability to unlock, I think, 6 or 7 different suits right now.
Dope.
So,
oh, you didn't put it on.
No, I did not put it on silent, and we've run this whole time without that. So, damn, my bad, people.
Damn.
But yeah, other than that, I've been just doing just my normal Animal Crossing, just my sit down upstairs, relax thing.
Dope.
But yeah, dude, it's been a solid fucking week of a video game, at least for me.
Yeah, and at least I'm happy to hear that you've completed some shit. So that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
it's a good thing.
It is.
That's a move in the right direction. By the way. Appreciate that. That's good.
Nah, man, it's been a lot of fun. Like I said, Ori. I cannot say enough amazing things about Ori. I tweeted Moon Studios.
I plan on fucking playing it, so don't ruin it for me.
I'm not. I tweeted Moon Studios, and I went ahead and said to him, this is one of the most beautiful games I've ever played. I went ahead and said, thank you. You know what I mean? Legit, thank you guys.
That's dope.
So, man, that's what it is.
Well, I guess it's now that time where you can connect with CGC.
Please do.
You can check us out on our website, which is www.consolegamingcrew.com. It's also connected to our Gmail, which is consolegamingcrew@gmail.com.
Yeah. We
have our Twitter, which is @consolecrew. Our YouTube and Instagram is the same handle. It's Console Gaming Crew. Check us out on both. We always have new content that's uploaded to our YouTube channel. Seems like every week, right?
Every Sunday you have the podcast uploaded. Yep.
Dope. Facebook can fuck right off. We're talking about going back to MySpace, maybe. So maybe
we actually did.
Maybe it won't be a Facebook page anymore, and it'll be a MySpace connected CGC.
I can try to remember my login info.
Good luck. I don't know mine. Anyway, you can also check us and other amazing podcasts out on the Boss Rush Network, which is bossrushgames.com. Again, we're not the only ones there. There's other amazing-ass people there.
Yeah.
You should really go check them out. We have our Twitch, which is CGC Podcast. And you just heard from Wes himself that Mondays are potentially not always going to be Destiny 2. So check that out. That could be
Outriders.
It could be Outriders, so that's sick. And Freaky Friday is currently on hold because Andy apparently has better things to do in life. Fuck off. And it's going to be a fun Friday with Wesley with Miles Morales. So hopefully you get the opportunity to check him out swinging and slinging webs in New York City as Miles Morales.
I mean, look, it could be Miles. I could have somebody else jump in with me. We could be yeeting, doing a little bit of Fall Guys. Dude, it could be anything on Friday. So, Fun Friday is exactly what it's going to be, dude. It's just going to be a plethora of games to just play whatever we want.
I like it. But I guess until next time,
I want to go ahead and ask everybody, as always, to please stay safe, wash your hands, mask up if you have to.
Game on.
Game on, y'all. Peace.